If there is a specific section you want to edit, simply hover over it and click on the gear right here. And that's going to be the settings for everything in that box. Like you have your color here, you can change around the boldness of it, whether you're going to have it linked, the text casing, decoration, align, background, shadows, colors, you name it. Pretty simple to do. If there's everything you wanted to move, you just hover over it, go to where the arrow is, we can drag and drop it above there. And if you want to put there, you can do that as well. For example, if you're going to click leads and you don't want their name, maybe you don't want to know the dog's name, maybe you're not speaking to their dog, just the person right there, you can change that around and do that. Obviously, customizing the button for submit, you can do that as well. The call to action, where it's going to go, you can send them to the next spot in the funnel, which is naturally going to happen. Or maybe you want to enable a redirect override and send them to an affiliate link to a completely different page. You can do that here by simply typing in your URL. I know it's pretty basic overall when it comes to the drag and drop editor, but I think the fact of the matter that one, it is simple and straightforward to use, combined with the fact that they give you enough high converting templates to use in the process, I don't think you're going to have a whole lot of trouble when it comes to creating landing pages in general. They certainly do help you out in that process, and that's a good thing in my book. So something that has certainly changed since ClickFunnels was ever created ever so long ago is now that a lot of the main features that they have are turned into apps. In my opinion, I think it was a little bit better when they had kind of everything stacked into their funnel builder. If you wanted to add a membership area, you would just add it in and then you would go from there. Rather, instead, what you do is you pick and choose the apps that you want to use. For example, if you ever wanted short links, you would click on here, add it to your app, and it would show up on the left side. Some of these are going to be much more important than others, in my opinion. For example, like email and automation, and of course, analytics, which I think is pretty much already added. Courses can be a very big one, especially if you do say like memberships. I'll very quickly show you what this looks like. Alright, so if you wanted to create a course, you can go with the custom version, you can do a drip course or something that is very simple. I'm going to click right here and do next step. It is Marketing Island just as an example. Of course, the URL is available. You can add an image if you want. That's aesthetic stuff, so I'm going to skip that. Next step. And of course, is this going to be free or paid? Really depends on what you want to do. Most likely it's going to be paid, but you can always do a free one. Let's click paid. And aside from the fact that you need to create a product for that, I'm going to skip that and just say go to the course. Alright, so as I talked about previously, this used to never be an app. It was just pretty much a step you could put in your funnel. It's just going to be oh so separated, which means you're going to need to connect it to whatever the product that someone is purchased, which you could do obviously inside of it. Let me just give you a quick view of what it's going to look like. It's going to be pretty plain in the beginning. Obviously, I haven't changed anything around, but that's the idea of what it's going to look like when you add more modules and they go down. The lesson content will be right here and they can go from there. Overall, it's not too bad. In my opinion, I would have liked it if we could just stack it in the funnel flow, but you're going in the app, creating it, and connecting it that way. C'est la vie. Two other apps that you're most likely going to be using are email and or automations. Automations allow you to add workflows. As an example, if someone opts in to get your lead magnet, you're going to be sending them an email. Allow me to show you how that works, which I think is pretty straightforward. I do like the improvement on this. Let's create the workflow. And as you're going to see here, when we go to create this workflow, it's the identical same setup as when you're creating your sales funnel or landing pages. I like that. It feels like you're in the same place, like you don't have to learn too much more. Let's create a trigger right here. Let's add one. All right, and so for this, what we want to do, let's just say someone opts into a landing page. We want to send them an email. Now, the event type really allows you to customize this to your liking, whether you want to simplify or really go advanced. If I scroll down kind of slowly here, you can see there's a lot of different events or tags that we can use, or just triggers in general. Like if someone completed a survey, we can take an action. If they sent an email step, if they made a click, we can take an action. If they looked at a view, whatever it's going to be, the world is your oyster when it comes to the triggers and automations here. All right, so whenever someone opts in on a lead funnel, they're going to be getting an email. So let's take this off. Let's do save changes. And now that we have there, what we can do is set something up that happens after. So let's click on the plus here. And now these are a lot of the things that we can do, but most importantly, let's send an email. And now we've made it to the email marketing section of ClickFunnels, which I happen to like. It's pretty good, right? In my opinion, I always love the basic ones. I'm not a fan of using a lot of pictures in my emails because there's a higher chance of it going in the sin bin. Just my advice to you. So plain Jane works for me. Let's click on choose. All right, and there's a few things here. Obviously, this is where your name is going to go, like the name of the actual email. So you know, like the first follow-up after someone opts into your landing page. We have our subject line, pre-headline. I'm going to add in my email address just very quickly and go to the next step. Alrighty then, and this is very straightforward to use. We already have our text here that's going to be, say, a template. We can obviously delete that. Anything here is just click on it, add, edit it. If you do that, as you can see, we're going to have our text color, our link color, and so on and so forth. In fact, I'd probably make it a little bit brighter blue because, people love, I think this looks good right here. So when you go to add a link, someone's going to easily see that it is a link. Just to show you an example, if you did ever want to add one. Let's do H. That's not H. Let's do spoiler alert. Don't send your traffic to AOL. This is what happens when you try and type and talk at the same time. I'm just using that as an example link, but that would be an example of what that looks like. When you're clicking on it, you can edit anything you want right there. There's going to be some content, some rows. So if you did want to add anything, say a button up at top, maybe if you wanted to do that, you can drag it here. And if you didn't want the button, obviously you can click on it, maybe just do delete. Yes, we want to do that. And you are just starting from there. So not too much to talk about this. Pretty straightforward once you know how to actually get it and set it up. So that's a good thing there. Nothing too complex. The simpler that ClickFunnels can make it for you to do, the easier it is for you to get up and running. And that's something I talk about a lot. So once you figure out like the email and the automations when it comes to adding the apps, which isn't too difficult, you're going to be good to go. Now, ClickFunnels really has a lot going on for them. It's hard to review every single feature and aspect in this. I just wanted to dive into some of the most popular ones and, of course, give my thoughts. With that in mind, let's kind of cap off this review. In my opinion, ClickFunnels has seriously stepped up its game, and honestly, it's a much better deal now. You're getting unlimited landing page, sales funnels, and most core features, as you can see right here, all while saving $200 a month. If you've ever felt nickel and dime just to build a few extra pages, this update is a breath of fresh air. And why am I saying you can save up to $200? Well, in my opinion, ClickFunnels pricing has changed for the better as they've improved over the years. As an example, when I first started using them, what seems like a decade ago, my goodness, it was a very long time, they were around $97. However, a lot of these features weren't unlimited. You only got a certain amount of landing pages, funnels, memberships, whatever it's going to be. Now, on the startup, you get all of these. If you originally wanted to get all these unlimited features, you had to go from $97 to $297. So that, in my opinion, is why you can actually save around $200 because you used to have to pay so much more for what you're getting now, and that's a really good thing. Going back to the drag and drop editor, it seems like they kept the same user-friendly feel but with a fresh new look. Kind of like ClickFunnels threw on a new jacket but kept its trusty sneakers. Plus, with a solid variety of pre-built funnels to choose from, you won't have to waste hours trying to piece everything together yourself. Now for a few of the minor gripes. ClickFunnels now calls many of its features apps, which means you have to manually add and attach them, kind of like downloading extra apps on your phone. Not a deal breaker, but an extra step nonetheless. Also, since ClickFunnels is an all-in-one platform, there's a lot to explore. And like I've said previously, if you're the type of person to get lost in Costco, you might need a map and maybe just a little bit of patience here. Now, I'll be honest, I was a bit hard on ClickFunnels when they first launched their upgraded version, and to be fair, they probably deserved it. The rollout felt a little rushed, and early users ran into their fair share of bugs and hiccups. But looking at it now, it finally seems like ClickFunnels has found its footing and landed exactly where they wanted to be. So if you skipped over ClickFunnels before, now might be the perfect time to give it another shot. You can click the link in the description to grab your free trial and see what's new in ClickFunnels and how they can help you build and grow your online business. My name is James. Thank you so much for watching my ClickFunnels review, and I'll see you in my next video.